It goes very slowly. It takes 30 minutes to go all the way round. And from the top, on a clear day, you can see for about 40 kilometers. So we'll see the London Eye just over on our right, on the other side of the River Thames.
सेंड कर दी क्या आपने?
कहाँ से?
आपने कैमरा निकालना।
तेरा कैमरा निकाल।
आज आप भी लंदन ब्रिज के मतलब। पेलो।
And have a look on the right, and in the distance you're going to see all of the tall buildings of London's main financial centre. It's an area known as the City. And you'll see the dome of St Paul's Cathedral, which is where we're going to be heading to. Now the city was an area that was founded by the Romans around about the year 47. So London is almost 2,000 years old. And it's strange that most of London's modern buildings are right in the oldest part of London. If you look over to the right, you're going to see in the distance a triangular building. And on the other side of the river, there are a number of buildings that are all part of the South Bank Art Centre. So over to our right we have the Royal Festival Hall. We also have the Queen Elizabeth Hall, the Purcell Rooms and the National Theatre.
King's College London, eh?
It's just over on our left there.
Piccadilly Railway Station.
And also on our left, the classical building on our left is called Somerset House. Originally it was built as a government office. It was built in 1776, but now it's a museum. It's called the Courtauld Gallery. Houses one of the world's largest collections of Impressionist art.
Somerset. So itías muy de lejos.
The area over to our left is an area called Covent Garden.
Wellington.
Famous for its bars, pubs, clubs and restaurants. But it is mostly famous for its theatres. There are more theatres per square metre in Covent Garden than anywhere else in the world. And we're just going to pass, give it a wave ladies and gentlemen. On our right we're just going to pass the Indian High Commission, the Indian Embassy. That's over on our right hand side. Give it a wave.
This is
their house.
India house.
And then just on our left, the white buildings on our left are all part of another one of the constituent colleges of London University. It is the very prestigious London School of Economics,
London School
LSE. That's just over on our left.
North Central. One তপনবাবুর ছেলে
सबसे ज्यादा किया था बिल्डिंग में होना के
তপন দাস ছিল আমাদের অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেটিভ অফিসার, তার ছেলে ক্লাবের মেম্বার
वो कितने रहे
চলে গেল লন্ডন স্কুল অফ ইকোনমিক্স, পৃথিবীর সর্বশ্রেষ্ঠ ইকোনমি, গ্রেটেস্ট।
एक्चुअली આપણે પોતે ફરવા આવ્યા હતા કે રાજુ આવ્યો ને લંડન ચાલના
Political science.
বেস্ট অফ দি ওয়ার্ল্ড।
तो इसको तो गली गली तो सब पता
એક મિનિટના 19
गूगल पे डाल दीजिए
The building's just over on our left-hand
के
side,
लिए उस पे डालता है
but we're about to pass.
सब
I will part the Royal Courts of Justice, which is the highest civil court in the land. It deals with things like family law and corporate law. So it's a fairly spectacular building, and it was built in 1886.
Hello everyone. तुम लोग बात करो, no problem, you can talk, but when he start talking, please make silent. Yeah, it's not good for you. Yeah, and it's not a good respect also. When he is talking, you also talking. It doesn't make sense. Either you talk, either he talk. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, so we'll see the Royal Courts of Justice. We're just passing it on our left. And the church, there's a church over on our right. It's a famous church. It's called St. Clement Danes. And it's the church of the RAF, the Royal Air Force. They adopted it after the Second World War because it was badly bombed during the war. And if you look on the side of the church on the right, you're going to see there are marks in the stonework. A bomb exploded right outside the church in 1942 and partially destroyed it, which is one of the reasons that the RAF decided to have it as their church. (1706). And we're just about to pass on our right, and you'll see it if you look out the front window. We're just about to pass a plinth topped by the statue of a dragon. It's called the Monument to Temple Bar. And when we pass it, on our right, there we go, it signifies that we're entering into the oldest part of London. We're entering into the area that's just known as the City. It's the smallest of London's 33 boroughs, and all of this area was laid out by the Romans. The street that we're on is quite a famous street. You may have heard of it. It's called Fleet Street. And Fleet Street was home for some 300 years to the British newspaper industry. All of the British newspapers had their headquarters along this street. Most of them moved out in the 1980s though. As new technology came in, they moved to bigger premises further out of the centre of London. Now Fleet Street is, apart from newspapers, Fleet Street is also famous for its pubs. And there are some very famous old pubs along this street. We're going to be passing on our moment on the right hand side, a pub called the Tipperary. The Tipperary was the first pub anywhere in the world, outside of Ireland, to sell Guinness, which is the world's most popular beer. And that's just over on our right hand side. And coming up on our left is an even older pub called the Old Cheshire Cheese. It was built in 1667. So we see the Tipperary on our right. The Old Cheshire Cheese is just coming up on the left. It's the black building. We're just passing on our left hand side. It's a wonderful old pub. It was built in 1667 and lots of famous writers have had a drink there. Charles Dickens used to love the pub. He actually mentions the pub in one of his famous novels, A Tale of Two Cities. Other famous people that have had a drink there include Arthur Conan Doyle, the man that invented Sherlock Holmes.